The Mika is there. No, I cannot see him.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Okay, so now you can see the screen, right?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, we can see.
Okay, so initially we will go with some very basic function, but these basic function will help us a lot later when we will go in the advanced formulas. So our first topic today is what are 7 top error and data validity checking formulas. So these are the formulas that we don't use very frequently, but we have to use actually while preparing our income statement, so that if there is any error, and this is a genuine error, for example, if there is no figure and we have to divide, so we don't want that our income statement should show any error. It should show just a blank cell. So these all the function we will use along with formulas. For example, and please remember that their application area is logical area. We cannot use these with any other function. So they come under the category of logical formulas. So our first one is number. This is very important formula, and I will show you in the subsequent videos that how it will work. So we can see we have a date, and remember that is number will work always with dates. We have one date, we have one formula, is number. So once we apply this formula is number and we click here and we press enter, it will show us true. True means that this data, this date is really a number. Please remember that in Excel, every date is a number. Sometime you will see the date in Excel and you will consider is a date, but formula will not work because in reality it will not be a date. And I will show you, because in this class I will do some mistakes intentionally so that you all can see that. So you can see that this is true mean this is number. So if we have to check text, either is it the text or which thing, so we can check through is text formula, is text. Okay, we have these commonly used errors in our Excel while we are working. Name error. Is error actually we use always to check the errors. So name error. Why name error comes? For example, we applied formula somewhere, and later we have changed the description of the our data table or whatever. So it will always give you name formula. It is mostly related to case sensitive. I mean, if you have changed the spellings of any word, or if you have changed the name of any header, then this formula will appear. This formula, second one, whenever you divide with 0 or a blank cell, you will get always this error. div divided by 0. Not available mean we will use this specifically in match in index formula, that for example you have removed one line, or you have removed one column or row or whatever. So the data table in the original formula will disturb. Either the row is deleted or column is deleted, then you will get this error. And reference error is if you have removed the figure. Wherever you have linked the figure, if you have removed, then you will get this reference error. For the time being, it is just, I mean, no need to go deeply, just try to understand and we will see it later. Is formula, this is the new formula which came in 2013 Excel. So you can see there is a formula. If I remove, if I just put 2, it will show false. It means there is no formula. So these are the basic one which we will see later. Okay, as Sunish requested last time to start if formula from basics, so I have just considered. Okay, so this is our second topic. I am going to write a basic if formula. Whenever I type if formula, you have to first consider that if formula will give you answer either yes, either no. So whenever you want an answer either in yes, either in no, you have to use if formula. But there is one thing which you have really considered. Please remember logical test. It has not mentioned logical tests. So it's mean that with if formula, you can check only one condition. If you have to apply another condition, then you have to apply again another if, another if, like that. So for example, here we want to say that if this person is not Maldivian, is expect, so is equal to E. Please remember one thing. In the formula, whenever you write any text, you always have to write in double quotation. Otherwise, Excel will not accept it. So if this person is, if this cell is equal to E, mean expect, then we have to multiply his basic salary multiply by 5%, for example. And if it is not, do nothing, just show us a blank cell. So you can see that as this cell was equal to E, so it has taken 5% of basic salary. But if we drag this formula down, we have not seen anything, because here it is M. We have mentioned if E6 is equal to E, show us basic multiply by 5%, otherwise nothing. This double quotation 2 times mean blank. There will, nothing will come in this one. So this is very basic if formula, which we will see in the in our next topic what we can do. Okay. The two most underused logical formulas, and no doubt that I have never seen, in very rare cases I have seen people are using these two formulas. Okay, what is AND formula and what is OR formula? You want that if department is admin, designation is general manager, and if he is a expect and level is executive, then this should be the result. So what does it mean? That if all the conditions met, if any of the condition is not meeting the criteria, it will not give you the result. So here in this formula, for example, I apply AND C6. C6 is equal to administration, as it is text, so I have mentioned it in double quotation. And if E6 is equal to E, and if F6 is equal to executive. Okay, this is the formula. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, all is okay, I think, right?
Yes.
Okay.
After I can hear you, Kurian.
Okay, okay. So the
Now
next is,
connected again.
now it is fine, I can start?
Yes, please.
Okay, so the opposite to AND is OR formula. So OR formula, what OR will do, if any of the condition Excel will recognize, then it will give you the result. So the difference is AND mean every condition should met, OR mean if any one of the condition met, it will give you the answer. For example, here, if C6 is equal to administration and E6 is equal to E, I can convert into M, and F6 should be HOD. Still, it will give you the result, because why it is giving true? Because you can see that this condition, this criteria, Excel is approaching. C6 is equal to administration, which is right. But if I write here, for example, finance, then you will see it give us false, because no any condition Excel can approach, Excel can equalize in our range. So it's mean that, and you have to use when all the condition met, or you have to use only if one condition or two conditions will met. And total how many conditions you can check with AND formulas or formulas, and the answer is 255. So at a time you can check 255 conditions with these two formulas. Okay, for example, now you want that, now you can see here that I have applied if and AND together. Which formula I have mentioned? I said if and C6 is equal to administration, E6 is equal to E, and F6 is equal to executive, then give me the answer yes. And if this condition is not met with our data, then give me no. So you can see it's give us yes, because all the conditions that we have mentioned inside the formula, we have those here. Okay, in the next one we will see R formula. In the R formula, I have mentioned if R F6, this cell is equal to either executive, either HOD, either supervisor 1, supervisor 2, 3, whatever it is. If any of the condition it's met, give us the answer yes, otherwise say no. So if you type here even HOD, it will give you yes. If you type here SPR1, it will give you yes. You can see, but if you write here, for example, ABC, you can see it is giving us no, because even a single match Excel is unable to find. Okay, so nested if formula, maybe all of you have heard about this. What is mean of nested if? Nested if mean formula inside formula. It's mean you have applied one formula and then again there is a formula inside that. Now, for example, you want that if basic salary is higher than or equal to 2000, it should say high. If it is, if G6 basic salary is greater than or equal to 2000, it should say high. But again, you can see that I am using another formula because I want to know two conditions, and two conditions we cannot check in one if formula. So again, I have mentioned if G6, sorry.
I think after we can continue. There was, I think Brendo was connected.
Okay, so if G6 is less than or equal to 2000, then it should give medium, otherwise it should give us an answer low. So if you will drag down this formula, you will see that whenever figures is less than 2000, it is giving us medium, and whenever it is above 2000, it is giving us a high value. So again, I am saying, remember, if formula you can check only one condition. If you want to check more conditions, like here we checked, you have to use either AND, either OR formula. This is clear.
There is no low has picked up. Which statement the low will pick up?
I did not get your question.
The one you said medium or low. I didn't see the low has applied, because if I look at the basic, there are few amount, but maybe the low is not applicable. Which statement it will pick up low?
For example, if actually I just for the understanding purpose, see, I have write the formula in a way. For example, if it is above 2000, then it should give high, and if it is below 2000, it should give medium. This is the reason that low formula is not working.
It's not picked up. Okay.
Exactly. So because I don't have any kind of figure, because these formulas actually I always just mention for understanding purpose only.
All right, thanks.
Okay. Okay, so from here now we are starting our real lecture. For example, you have a list of tour operator with their amounts that we have to receive from them from the AR aging or whatever. Now the challenge is that from our system, we got the report in this way. where we have tour operator, then for example the country invoices for, and if is it about 30 days, yes. Status, some are pending, some are in progress, some are like that, and we have to, I can mention amount first. It is just a random formula, no need to like, I am putting some random figures. Okay. So now what we have to do, we want that each tour operator, we should have a total of each tour operator, first step. And second step is, again, we want a total of all the in progress invoices, pending invoices, and cleared invoices. So as in the last lecture, we have studied a little bit about subtotal function. So if normally you have to do, what you will do, you will select all, you will sort it out by tour operator, and then again you will insert a line, then you will apply some formula like that you will do. But you should not do like that. What we have to do, first we should sort it out by tour operator. It is done. Okay. Now you have to select data range by pressing Ctrl A, and you will go in data and you will click on subtotal. When you will click on subtotal, it is giving you an option at each change in. It's mean that under which row Excel has to additionally insert one row to give the answer. So we are calculating based on tour operator. So we will select tour operator. We need the result sum. Here you can do count, average, whatever. We need sum, and we will just click OK. So you can see now each tour operator have total of is amount, and you can see here we have three lines, we have three tabs. One, which will give us subtotal, 2 and 3. Okay, so we want that we should highlight, or we should color, or we should do something. So what we will do, we will select it. Here please remember one thing, if you can see that there are sub rows inside every plus sign. So if you will directly apply any color or anything, it will go everywhere. You can see it will go everywhere. So what you have to do, you have to select it. This is the shortcut key for all the visible cells. You will press Alt and semicolon, and then only visible cells has been selected. So now you can apply here either bold or whatever you want to do. Now you will see, if you will do it also, nothing, only the total has been bold. Okay, this was the thing when you have to put subtotal in a set of data. But we have another issue here. Let me move it back. Okay, so now again we come back to our original data which we have. Now we want two subtotal, two-way subtotal, dual subtotal, so that the tour operator total should come, as well as individual category total also should come. Either it is pending, either in progress, either it is clear, or whatever. So please remember one thing here. There is a small point which will help you a lot in data sorting. When you select data model and you go in sorting, custom sort. So remember one thing, if you will sort 2 times, for example, you want to sort 2 columns, like here we have to do, one column will be through tour operator and one column status, so that all the invoices who are in progress and who are in pending and who are in clear stage all should come sequence wise. So if you will do separately, for example, one time for tour operator and second time for status, this will be wrong. This will not come as we want. So we have to apply here dual sorting, dual method of sorting. So our first step is tour operator. We have to sort it out, and then you have to click on add level, and again you have to click on status. Now you will see that Excel will arrange in a way that tour operator also will come ABC order, and this status also will come in the same way. Here you can see tour operator and this one. So now we have to go under data, subtotal. Okay, so we want tour operator and we click on OK. So the same step as we repeated, but we want the total of cleared also, in progress also, and pending also. Again, by selecting the data, you have to go in subtotal and you have to select status. We want amount. Here, there is a tricky point. See, you have these three options. If you will tick on it, so what will happen, that the total, the subtotal of tour operator will disappear. Only the subtotal of cleared and in progress and pending invoices will come. So make sure that you should untick it and then you click OK. Now you can see what has happened. All the clear invoices total comes here, in progress total comes here, pending total comes here, and then the total of that tour operator also comes here. So you have no need, even you can use this one in the payroll also if you want to get a payroll by department, a payroll by level like junior, executive, HUD, whatever. So with the subtotal function, you can do a lot of things, but please, you have to practice one time that how you have to do double sorting, and then you have to apply the subtotal also in the same way, the way you have done the dual sorting. Like here we saw, first we sorted out by tour operator, and then when we apply subtotal, we selected also tour operator first. And then our second sorting was this column, and then when we click on subtotal, we have done the same thing in the second stage. So I am sure that when I will share with you this file for practice, I will add some more, all the instruction, everything, so that you can understand. So here, if you want to see the summary, just click on 2, 3, 4, 1. So it will give you every breakdown and everything. Okay. So this 5, 6, and 7, this sheet is specifically only for the subtotal. And believe me, if you learn this subtotal, a lot of time, the time we spend on many things, it will not help you only in the payroll or wherever you need some of something. You have no need to insert the line or row or anything. It will give you answer automatically just in 2, 3 clicks only. Okay, so our next is a very basic thing of data conversion. Sometimes we have date, but we don't know how to bring day or year or month from this date. So what mostly professionals do, they write manually. For example, they will see from the calendar what was the date on 31st of March, and then they will write. But no, there is a formula which called text formula. So when you will write text formula, it is showing you value. Our value is this. Okay, then it is asking us format text. As now we have to get the answer in text, like Thursday, like January. So we will write in double quotation. If we want to get days, you can mention DD, or you can mention DDD, or you can mention DDD, mean 4 times. So Sorry, I think its formula is there, that's why. Okay, text, this value, then D, for example. So you can see when you will write 3 times D, it is giving you answer in the short form, only WED. But when you are typing 4 times, it is giving you the full day, like Thursday. So this is the way you get the day from a date. So here, same thing. If you will write M, it will give you month. If you will write 4 times M, it will give you the full of month, like that. Okay, there is one formula. When I make the template of income statement, it helped me a lot because number of rooms available, you can multiply directly with this function. For example, this is March month. Either it is 1st March or 2nd March or 3rd March, does not matter. So you want that how many days are there in this month. So instead of typing manually, there is one formula, day, EO month, okay, day, EO month, then this and then 0. Once you will enter, you will see automatically it will give you the answer. Either there are 30, 31 or 28 or whatever days are there. So in my income statement template, I have done the same thing. I have mentioned the in the text form, I have mentioned January, February, March, and automatically this is coming, and then automatically number of rooms are multiplying with this and rooms availables are coming. So you should always try to automate your reports as much as possible, because automation is just one time work. Once automation is done, then you have nothing to do, only you have to click on the refresh and then it will go. So these two functions were related to data range, so I just include in this lecture. Okay, so from here we are starting VLOOKUP. Here we will mention our is number formula and those things. So I think VLOOKUP formula, all of us, we know what is VLOOKUP formula. So here I am taking, is there anybody who don't know VLOOKUP?
We know that one.
Okay. Okay, so here I am applying VLOOKUP. I want to look this value into this, and I want to take average cost. Okay. However, I will double explain this. VLOOKUP, look up value. We want to see the result of this one. Table array. So our table array is this one. Column index number. Remember that column index number will start from where you have chosen the data. So we have chosen from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will come. So we want to take average cost. So we will mention here average, and we want exact match. You will see not available. Why it is giving not available? Even though this is also same and this is also same, but 1 minute. You remember in the first class, in the first topic, we have learned this formula is number. It is true, so it means this is a number. But when we apply this formula here, you can see that it is totally same. It is totally same when we look at the figure, but Excel cannot recognize it because this is not a number for Excel. So whenever you have any report where you have text value, like for example, this is text value, this is not a number. How to convert text value to the number? There is a formula which name is value. So now this value is converted, and when you will replace it, automatically you will see formula is working. But if you will drag the formula again, it will not work because This is not a number value. Excel cannot recognize it as a number, but this is number. So is number, whenever your formula is giving any kind of error, every time please check either this value is a number for Excel or it is a text by writing this formula is number and that cell. So VLOOKUP, everybody knows basics, so I will not go in detail with it. So our next one is, okay, this is very interesting. When do we need to apply true instead of false? 0 instead of 1 instead of 0. Okay. For example, we have a data of payroll, which have random figures. Okay. Now we have these basics. These are the designations. For example, if somebody have a salary of 600, we can see in our table, there is no any person who have a salary of 600. So what does it mean? If we will apply VLOOKUP, it will not give us an answer because there is no any 600. But if we want the answer, we will apply VLOOKUP. We will write here, and we will write here column index number 2, exact match. If we will select exact match, it will give us error. But if we will select here 1 mean approximate match, true value, it will give us the position. What does it mean? You can see the resident manager salary is coming between 500 to 1000. If I will write here 1100, purchasing supervisor salary will come. But I will tell you one thing, this formula will help you a lot, but now you are thinking that this answer is there. No, it can be a disaster if you don't know where you have to apply 1 instead of 0. And I will tell you where you have to apply. Okay, there are 3 conditions. There are 3 conditions to apply true. When you have data in slabs, and when you have data in ascending order, and when you have data in form of math, for example, greater than equal to, is less than equal to, is equal to. So when these 3 conditions you met, you have to apply 1 instead of 0, and we will see here real example. The accounting system which we are using here, even though it is a bit old, so whenever I am generating any AR or AP, it is not giving me in the form of 0 to 30 or 31 to 60 or whatever. It is giving me in the form of number of days, like I mentioned here as a random figures. So if these conditions met, but you have to send your AR or AP statement to third party, in which you have to show the figures in 0 to 30, 30 to 30, 31st to 60, like that, what you will do. For example, I have copy paste these figures here. Okay. Now I want to know that this comes under which category. You can see I have prepared a table which is reachable, which is fulfilling all the requirements of one condition. For example, ascending 0, 31, 61, 91, 181, and then this is our header. So what we will do, we will do VLOOKUP this figure from this one, and column index number is 2, and here we will apply 1 instead of 0. So you can see here that it is giving you every invoice where it is fallen. Either it is coming in 91 to 180 days, 34 this day. This I did not take the example of income tax. So I just want from all of you, you remember that when Mira has implemented income tax, they gave us some slab data. They said if salary is from this to this, income tax is 5%. If this to this, income tax is 10%. So when it was implemented newly, so I think every financial controller, what they were doing, they were checking each and every person's salary. If it is above that, then it should multiply with this. But if you know this formula, it will take for you only 30 seconds to know who is coming at which level of tax rate. So you have to take that when you will practice for this file. Please, I am highlighting this into red color. You have to take the example of income tax and you have to practice one time. Automatically you will know how it will work. And this formula, I bet with you ask from anybody that in the VLOOKUP, what is the function of 1? Nobody will know. I asked from a lot of people, but nobody, they use in the, every time they are using the formula, but they don't know what is the meaning of 1. So in the second example that took below I took. Okay, please remember one thing, that whenever there are dates, see here we have days, this is just a numeric figure, but whenever you have dates, then also this formula will help you a lot. For example, you want to analyze your purchases, that in Q2 how much purchases we have done, in Q3 how much, or for example, these invoices related to which period, which quarter, which year. So how you can do? You can just formalize it. See, we have dates here. So we have mentioned our data here. You can see it is in the same thing. Quarter first, 0 to 3rd, for example, I mentioned 0. Then from the 1st April, second quarter is starting. 3rd April, third quarter is starting. And 1st October, 4th quarter is starting. And from 1st of January, I have mentioned after 2020. Okay, so now when you will write this formula, VLOOKUP, okay, you want to see that in which quarter we have purchased these items. You will select it, you will choose it 2, and you have to click on 1. So you can see here that I will just make it fix. So you can see automatically that all the figures we have now, it was related to Q2, Q3, Q1, Q4. So now you can see that with the date range, how you can use VLOOKUP formula with approximate match. But again and again, I will tell, please remember, it will work only with these 3 conditions. If the data is in slabs, if it is in ascending order, and if it is in math formula, math format, at least, onward, is equal to, greater than, less than. So where VLOOKUP one function will work. So you all are clear about this one?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Only one question: why we put 0 in quarter first? Why not 1st January?
Actually, this is date. We can start. We can put here like 1st January also, no problem. I just mentioned 0 because I was just using this one and I forget to type there.
Thank you.
Okay. So now there is another formula which is brother of.
After one question. So even if it is 0, does it take as a Q1?
Yeah, it is taking. You can see here. See.
Can you just change any date in the January? Or...
For example, if I mention here 01st, 2020.
No, if you keep 0 there.
Yeah, it is 0 there.
If keep 0, can
you mean,
any?
No, I mean 0 where I have to keep.
No, the same position. I think, yeah, no problem. I think I got that. Q1, it is picked up. Q1, yeah, okay, it is automatically picked up even.
Yeah, automatically it is picking, because
all right,
this one function, no, it will find the slabs. For example, in which category the required data is fallen, so it will give you the same answer.
Okay, understood.
Okay, so now there are 2 things. One formula is VLOOKUP and one formula is Hlookup. Why we always use VLOOKUP? Because 90% of even not 99% of accounting like Sun System or ERP or anyone, they always give us data vertically. Their reports are always vertically, not horizontally. This is the reason that most of the time we use VLOOKUP. So here we have vertical data, and here I have used VLOOKUP like you do normally. But sometimes, especially when we prepare the budget, we need Hlookup as well. So Hlookup how will work? If I transpose it, I bring data into horizontal. Now what will happen? Here we cannot apply VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP cannot bring the answer because our lookup value is coming horizontally. So here we will use Hlookup. Okay, we want to see the cost of juice. So the same way we have select table array, and now in the VLOOKUP normally we use column index number. So you can see in the Hlookup it is asking you row index number. So this is our first row, this is our second row, and this is our third row. So we want cost figure, and cost is coming in third row. So we will write third, and we want exact match. So automatically it will give us the same answer which we got above. If we want revenue figure, we will convert into 2 and it will give us the revenue figure. So you can see that VLOOKUP we will always use for vertical data, and Hlookup we will always use for horizontal data. Okay, so from here the topics which are coming now, we are getting advanced with the formulas. So please, I need full attention here, because if you understand this, then index and VLOOKUP and these all will be very easy for you. There is a formula, its name is match function or match formula. This is the most strongest formula in the Excel. How? Okay, if you have a horizontal data, and you will have in each and every file, you will have this data also, this data also. Actually, you will have data in this shape. If I will tell you, you will have data in this shape. Always. You will have data in this shape like we use in the pivot table. So, for example, I want, this is company name. So what is the function of match? Match will look the value in which column or in which row that name is existing. Same like we find the column index number in VLOOKUP formula. For example, if I go back here in the VLOOKUP, we can see that this average cost is coming 1, 2, 3, and 4. Column index number is 4. So here it will pick automatically. You have nothing to do. What you will do, for example, it is asking you lookup value. Our lookup value is C7 cell. Lookup array. Remember one thing, very complicated, which most of the people don't understand. It is not asking you to select table array. It is asking you lookup array. So it's mean that 2 rows or 2 columns you cannot select. You can select only either 1 column, either 1 row. So if you will select like that, it will not effective. Formula will be wrong. It will not give you any answer. So what you have to do, you have to select like this. So you can see now the company name, okay, and then we want exact match. So we put 0. So you can say that match is showing us that our company name is coming as number 1. So if I copy and paste here cost figure, you will see automatically match is recognizing that in which column or in which row that text or value exists. So match function, first you should understand match function, because in the next classes, in the next lectures, you will see that I will use match function along with VLOOKUP and index function. So same way here, that when we have to do for example, we want this match. So this is now vertical data. We want 0. Okay, so you can see if I write purple, it will move to 8. So what basically match function will do, match function will recognize the row index number or column index number automatically. Like in the VLOOKUP, we always write manually, either it is we have to pick the figure from the 7 column or 8 column or 9 column or second column. Match will recognize automatically where to pick the figure. Okay, so here again we have seen that when we apply match formula, again there are 3 things. One is exact match, one is 1, and one is -1. Usually we ignore these things. Honestly, we ignore these things. But if we really know the use of this 1 and -1, we can do a lot of things with these without putting any complicated formulas or anything. Okay. So this match function, how we can use for slabs, how we can use the kind of data like we have related to income tax. Okay. When it is ascending order, when it is in ascending order, you have to use 1, not 0, not -1. So for example, here 41, it is showing us 3. Why 3? Because it is greater than 0, it is greater than 20 also, it is greater than 40 also. So it is coming above 40 and below 60. So if I will put, for example, here 17, you will see automatically it is showing us this area. So when it is ascending order, you have to use 1. And when it is descending order, you have to use -1. So I am sure when you will practice it one time, automatically you will understand. It is very simple. For ascending, you have to use 1. 1 means less than. And when it is descending order, you have to use -1. -1 means greater than. So one time you have to do practice and automatically you will understand it. Okay, the most important here, when we are going to apply formula inside formula. Okay. One thing, in the VLOOKUP formula will ask you to choose table array. Table array mean you have to choose full table. But in match function, it will not ask you to choose table. It will ask you to choose lookup array. Same like we saw, only one row or only one column we can choose. We cannot choose 2 columns or more than 2 rows or more than 2 columns. So now the challenge is, if we apply simple VLOOKUP, for example, this one, and this is our data table. Okay. Now it will ask us column index number. Okay. Our department is, for example, second, but we can see here our 4th row is coming earned salary. We want the figure of earned salary, but here earned salary is coming after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if you will calculate manually this thing, maybe it will waste a lot of time for you to see where is this earned salary, and then you will calculate the column index number, and then you will put no. What you have to do, you have to use match function along with VLOOKUP. See how it will work. VLOOKUP, this value we want to see in this table. Remember one thing, VLOOKUP is senior formula and match is junior formula. And you have to remember the rule that every time junior follows senior. So we have, I am fixing it by $sign. Okay. Now here it is asking us column index number. Column index number. Sorry, I think it went back. Okay. column index number. Now we cannot type manually. What we will do, we will use match function. So we have to see department. Remember, it is coming in rows. So junior follow senior. You have to select this whole header and press 0 because we want exact match. We want exact match. So you can see that automatically administration has come. So if we drag this formula, here, you will see automatically it has taken the name of Abdullah Ilham, and automatically all the figures has come. Oh, okay, this is one cell. Okay, so you can see now that we have no need to mention every time that which index number or which row number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like that. Okay, so in one shot you will go. Let me fix the so you can see now all the figures comes. So this is what match function do when you work along with VLOOKUP. You have no need to write column index number manually. So what match function is doing here, wherever it will see employee name, it will bring. Wherever it will see earned salary, it will bring. Wherever it will see net amount payable, it will bring net amount payable. So you have no need to worry about column index number or row index number when you are using match function along with VLOOKUP or index function. But there is a thing where people do mistake. What they do, they don't know how to select data. They don't know how to choose data. As I told you, junior follow senior. So what will happen? For example, we are taking the example of same. Okay, so if you will start from there, if match function, for example, you are writing VLOOKUP with match and your match function is starting like that, so you can see it is not giving you any value. So your data must be started from here, and then the match function also should work from the same area. For example, if you consider match function, and you choose this data in okay, I am unable to select it. For example, from A. Now you can see if you will click like that, you will see SB0001 came here. Why? Because match is considering this column as number 1 and this as number 2. In real, this should be number 1, this should be number 2, this should be number 3. So I am sure that one time when you will practice it, automatically you will see how nicely this will work. And this is the common mistake people do when they are applying match function along with VLOOKUP or index formula, that they forget or they are confused how to pick the range. Sometimes they select these two columns. As I told you, in the match function, you cannot select table like this. You have to select only one row or one column. Number 2 mistake that people do mostly in writing VLOOKUP and match function, like here we have done. Okay, we write the formula and here we have mentioned 0. So here they get confused, they close the bracket and they press enter. Even though even though it is giving you the correct result, but when you have a complicated data set, or when you have a data set which is protected or which you cannot unlock, then there will be a problem. So remember, when you apply match function, it will ask you exact match, and when you will close the bracket, you can see that VLOOKUP formula has not finished yet. It is asking you either true, either false. So we are selecting 0, and now our formula is completed. So you can see here, this 0 is related to match function, and this 0 is related to VLOOKUP. So when you will do this thing, please don't do this mistake. Otherwise, your answer will be wrong, and later you will be confused that even though you have write the formula in correct way, but why answer is incorrect. So please remember it as a number 2 mistake, and when you will do practice 1 or 2 times, when you will do automatically, it will be in your mind every time. Okay. There is another function in Excel which is called indirect formula. It is also one of the underrated formula, and it have a big benefit. It is a big advance, and it is a bit confusing. This is the reason that most of the people, they avoid this formula, but if they know the advantages of this formula, they will love to work with him. Okay, in simple way, when you write here, when you link this cell, it will give you the same value which was here. But with the indirect formula, when you will mention it, it will not give you the value here, because indirect will work like that. It will take the address of that cell, and it will take the value which is in that cell. So I have mentioned here H11. You can see that in H11 there is a value east. So if I mention here H12, you will see it has changed to west. So indirect formula will take the address of the cell, and it will bring the value. So, and when you will click here F9, you will see automatically it is giving you the reference from where this is coming. I will give you one example. For example, you have food cost per person and beverage cost per person for the whole year, and you want that whenever you click on any month, automatically the figure should come, the total figure should come. So if you have to apply if formula, what you will do, you will mention if B3. Okay, I will write in front of you. If B3 is equal to January, then sum of these two. Again, if B33 is equal to February, then sum of these two. If B33 is equal to March, then sum of these three. Otherwise, show us nothing. I think here we have done any mistake.
I think need to close the bracket.
Yeah, this one. So value if false, then give us nothing. Okay. So now if we select January, the sum of these two is coming. If we select March, then answer is coming. But imagine if you have the whole year figures here, then this formula will be long and it will be very confusing. So what you can do, if you use indirect function, so we can do one thing. We can consider it as January. We will consider it as February. We will consider it as March. So now then you will use indirect formula, and reference cell is this one, and okay, so here what we have done actually, we have made ranges. January one range, February one range, and March one range. Actually today this Excel 365 they have updated, and they have updated their language of formula, and I can see a lot of @ signs are coming also, but this is a short problem in my Excel. I am sure later I will correct it. I will recheck it what is happening. So simple, mean in easy way, I was telling to you that, for example, now you have a data. Now you have a data which is for the whole year, and for the understanding purpose, we will add one. We click. Okay, so now you cannot type like every time you have to make the ranges or something. So simply what you have to do, you will select it, you will go under formula, and you will click create from selection, and it will show you these four where you have to select the top row and click on OK. So when you click on OK, it seems that nothing has happened, but when you will come here, you can see automatically Excel has ranges for you, which you can see in name manager. So now if under data validation, because we have only 3 names, if we go under data validation, and if we change this source to here, okay, and now if we apply indirect formula, this one, you can see automatically all the figures, some figures are coming. So basically in the indirect formula, and later we will see indirect formula also along with VLOOKUP and index function. So what indirect function will do, you have to create the range like we created after going here, create from selection, and then when you will use VLOOKUP formula, you just have to mention the table array and the name of this selection. For example, if we mention it as a data or whatever, and automatically it will bring all the figures which we will see later. So for the time being, for understanding purpose, please remember that indirect formula will not bring the figure. Indirect formula will take the address of the cell, and it will bring the value which is in that address. I'm sure it is a bit confusing, but later you will see automatically, you will understand it. Okay, so here I am starting again another formula.
Sorry, Aftab, can you please repeat again this previous formula? How to set that table?
How to
set the Jan to December? You have shown something upside to set this as a benchmark type something. I couldn't get that one.
Okay, understand, no problem. So let me remove this all.
After one more thing, I have seen some summary P&L where I don't know, maybe I think the similar formula has been applied. So for example, like when we choose the month, for a particular year or budget, like we look
figures comes exactly.
So how we can have multiple rows in that case, or multiple values? Here I can see only let's say food cost, or you're taking the average between the food and the beverage. So how we can have the multiple component with this indirect function? I hope you got my question.
You are saying that, for example, if you have only these two things.
I'm saying more than that. So see a P&L report. Okay. So you will have department-wise revenue, department-wise the different components. So when you filter it January, you want to see in one window. When you filter January, February, March, how this can be changed, the data.
Okay, so you are saying that whenever you will choose the period, automatically
Correct.
the related figure should come.
Exactly. So that particular data need to come.
Actually, Sunesh, for that function, I will suggest you one thing. Don't use indirect formula for that function. The best function is match plus index, index plus match. Because the template I have, index we are going to study in our next video, in our next lecture, because indirect will make you confused. Because when it is linked, because our mentality is like that, we are working always on the same thing. For example, I have linked this cell with this value. Okay, so when you will go on this cell, you will say that this value is coming. But what indirect formula will do, indirect formula will not bring this thing. Indirect formula will take the address of that, like I gave example here. So if I write H12 here, you can see that if you will normally link, it will show you H12. But if you will use indirect function, it will take the address H12. Where is H12? This is H12. So it has taken the value. So, but I will say you one thing. When you will learn match and index function, okay, in our next lecture, automatically you will understand how those figures are coming when you are changing the period.
Okay.
Okay, so here as you were asking, okay, how to create this. So you have to select the whole data, not only header. You have to select the whole data table. You have to go under formula. There is an option called create from selection. You have to go there. It is giving you option create names from value. Either it should be a top row, left column, bottom row, right column. So we want our top row as our range. So you can see now physically nothing has happened, but when you will click here, automatically you can see all the months are coming here. So this is our range. So when you will write indirect formula, you can see that if you want to write January, February, this all will appear there. But this thing here, the main thing is you should know how to make a selection, how to make a name manager. You can see automatically Excel has converted, because once you know how to create this name manager, then automatically you will be able to apply the indirect formula, and it will be very clear in the few upcoming videos in our lectures. So don't confuse here, because I know this indirect formula will make you confused, because this address matter is a bit tricky, but don't worry, just move forward and automatically you will know it. Okay. Remember one thing, that VLOOKUP formula will work only left to right. It cannot work from right to left. It cannot work. For example, we have tour operator, for example, booking.com or whatever, and we want ADR. From how much ADR we achieve from booking.com. Okay, so I have applied VLOOKUP formula. Normal way, lookup value is D5. This is our data range, and this is our second table. But if I write here this, now VLOOKUP will not work, because this column is in the left side. So people, what they do, they just cut it and they just paste it, and then they reapply the formula. No, this is the reason I am always telling you, you should try to avoid VLOOKUP. You should now transfer yourself from VLOOKUP to index formula, because index formula, either it is right, either it is left, either it is up, either it is down, it will give you the figures. And this is the reason, wherever data comes which is moving in two way, either left, either right, VLOOKUP will fail to give you any kind of answer. So here the option is index function. Okay, so for example, we have the same example that we see in the VLOOKUP formula. This is our data table, and here we have to bring all the figures. Now, last time we brought the figures in the VLOOKUP formula. We brought the figures from left to right. This item code was here as it is, and then in the next example, here also we saw employee ID and employee ID. It was in the first column, but here scenario is different. We have employee ID in our first column, but our data model from where we have to pick the figures, our employee ID is on number 3. So it's mean that if we have to bring these figures based on employee ID, we can take through VLOOKUP. But if we need these two, we cannot take through VLOOKUP. So you can say this index function, it is the father of VLOOKUP, and how it's work I will show you now. Okay, so index, it is asking us array. It is not asking us either lookup array or table array. Array means any kind of data we can select. We are not limited to specific range. Okay, we have selected this. Now it is asking, index formula will ask you two things. VLOOKUP will ask you only column number, column index number, but index will ask you column plus rows both. So here you cannot go every time in this data and see where is XBI 001. It is there. Okay, so name is coming in 2. So you will come and manually you will write here 2. No, it will not work. You should come out now to match function. So I am selecting the array. I am fixing it. Okay. Now I am going to use match function here. I will use two match functions. One match function to match the row and one match function to match the columns. Okay, so okay, index, our array is this one, and we are going to use match function. So first we have to match department. Sorry, it is asking first row value, not column value. So we have select our employee ID lookup value, and we have to look from employee ID. Remember, now it is match function. So you cannot use table array. You have to use only lookup array, from which column or from which row the figure should come. I am fixing it, and we need exact match. We need exact match. Formula is not finished yet. Remember, in the index function, when we apply index, we inform to Excel that our table array is from B2 to N93. Then Excel asks us that what is the row number. So for the row number, to match the row number, we applied match formula. Now you can see it is asking column number. So again, for column number, we will apply another match, and this time we will take department, and as junior follow seniors, we will fix this range and we apply 0. Okay, so you saw now how. Okay, let me in the match formula, so that when we will drag, the figure should not change. In the match formula, I will fix C. In another match, we should fix 5. Okay. So now when I drag it, you can see that you have nothing to do, either left, either right. Index with match has brought all the figures automatically, no matter it is the location was either left, either right. So VLOOKUP, remember the difference is that first of all, index is the father of VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP will take the figures only from left to right. It cannot take the figures from right to left. But index is two-way. Index can take any from anywhere, up and down, or left or right, from anywhere it will take the figures. And match function, so you understand very well, one match we use for column and one match we use for row. We have not done any special thing. When, for example, this is row, when we have to take this value, we choose through match function that this value should look up in this array and then give us the result. And then in the column we saw that this is department and this is department. Wherever it will come, it will give us the same figure, and you can see it has happened. So practice it one time. I am sure that this index formula will help you a lot in so many things. And Sunesh, you was asking me, so this is the formula. Index is the formula, okay, which will bring the figures when you will change. But I will tell you the question that you was asking, how you will link, because you have a drop down of the months, January, February, March, and quarter to March and quarter to April, interim, so many things are there. So first of all, how you will bring that drop down list, remember, it is not this list. It is not this list that we have seen here in our previous video. This one, this is not this list. When you the thing that you are asking, if you go in developer tab, there is one thing insert, okay, and there is one thing combo box, which we will come later. This is that figure. Here you have to connect your data and automatically figures will change. I will definitely share with you the template of the income statement, and you will understand very easily how figures are coming. I will do one thing. I will put random figures there. Rest I will not change a single thing. And then you all can see automatically through the index function how easily figures will fetch when you will select the relevant period. It will show you accumulated figures also. It will show you individual figures also, and whichever you want. But no need to confuse. We will go step by step. So you have seen now how index plus match function will fetch the figures. Okay. I am sure we are moving to the next topic, and Sumif formula everybody knows. What Sumif formula? What is Sumif formula? We have inventory file. For example, these are our requisition in January, but we can see that we have issued fish almost every day. So if we will use VLOOKUP, what VLOOKUP will do, it will bring only this first figure and it will ignore all the other fish fresh figures, either they were issued daily or not, because VLOOKUP cannot sum the figures. VLOOKUP will just bring only one figure. So what you will do, you will use a formula SUMIF. It will ask you range. Range mean where we have to see our lookup figure. Range mean as we are going to SUMIF based on our coding, so we will select the full C column. Either you can select full C column, either you can select from the data, does not matter. So you have selected full, I have fixed it. Then criteria. Our criteria is this code. Then what we want to sum, for example, we want to sum total stock that was issued. But here remember one thing. If in the range you have chosen full column, then again you have to choose full column. Here you cannot choose only from the data model, otherwise this will not give you any result. So either you choose from data model both way, either you choose full column in both way. So now you will see automatically it has given us answer. So what does it mean? It's mean that total fish fresh, how much is it was issued in the month of January, 1224 kg. It has sum up all the things. So I'm sure that this is basic Sumif formula. I'm sure everybody of us we use this formula. Okay, basic we learn. How is VLOOKUP different from Sumif? As I told you before also, that VLOOKUP will bring only one value, only the first value wherever it will find. It will not sum, it don't have capacity to sum that figure. Okay, so we have a data in which we have tour operator, we have mode of payment, we have location, and we have amount. So if we use normal Sumif formula with QRH one tour operator, it is telling us that we have total received amount from QRH is 351, but it is not telling us either we received by cash or by TT or by check or by any way. Okay, there is a formula which is called Sumifs. Sumifs. What Sumifs will do? When you have many conditions, you want to know that booking.com, how much we receive through cash, how much we receive through check, how much we receive through TT, plus you want to know how much we receive from Pakistan, how much we receive from India. Maybe they have a different branches in different countries. So if you want to do these kind of figures, if you want to find these kind of figures, then Sumifs will work. What is Sumif formula? Very easy formula. Okay, what you have to do, you have to write Sumifs. If I will evaluate, I will click on FX. Okay, now it is asking you sum range. So definitely our sum range is this one. This is our sum range. Okay, now it is asking from us criteria range 1. Our criteria range 1 is this one. Definitely we will fix it. Our criteria is booking.com. Okay, then second criteria comes now. First thing, we want to know from booking.com how much we received. Second, we want to know how much we receive in cash. This is our range. We will fix it. And criteria is cash. We will press tab. Automatically it will go to the third criteria. We want to know that from each location how much we received in cash. Criteria is location. Okay, so when you click on enter, you can see that it has not given us any answer, because I initially mentioned to you that I will do some mistake intentionally so that you can learn from that how it is working. Why we are getting answers here and why we are not getting answer there? So we will just evaluate this one. So you can see our sum range was this one, E72 there. Our criteria range was B, because we want to know that from which tour operator we receive how much. Our second criteria was C7, either we receive in TT or in cash or in which method. And finally, our third one was D, from which location we have received, and it is showing us, you can see that how much we received from booking.com in term of cash and from China. Same thing here from LP Tour, how much we received in check and from which location we received. So with Sumifs, remember, total you can check 127 conditions you can check with Sumifs formula. So this is the best formula if you have multiple criteria. So you can see now very easily, initially we learn if formula, we learn and or, but with learning of advanced formulas like Sumifs, we have no need to use and or if formulas, because Sumif is giving us. Otherwise, if here you have to type the answer, if this is booking.com, if this is equal to cash, if this is equal to Pakistan, then amount should come like this. It will never finish. This formula will never finish. And this is the reason that whenever new updates comes, I am very interested to know those updates, because they always update with some formulas or with something which is really, really useful. So some ifs, we can check a lot of conditions, a lot of criteria, and I am sure that this formula, some ifs formula, you must use in your practical work after practice 1 or 2 times on this file. I am sure you will have a lot of data of this kind. From, for example, when you want to know from the sales data while preparing the budget or forecast, that from each country how much ADR you received, or from each tour operator how much ADR you received, or from which country highest ADR you received. So these all analysis you can do with some ifs formula. So these were the 3 things. VLOOKUP cannot sum up, it will just take one figure. And if we have to apply multiple conditions, multiple criteria, then we have to use some ifs formula. Okay. Now we are going to use this sum ifs formula with date range. So now here, again, we will repeat one thing. See, we have a starting date, we have an end date, and we want, for example, you have a sale figure or expenses figure. Now, when you generate the whole year data, you are unable to sort it out based on dates. So some months are coming in the beginning, for example, January, February, January, December, September, April. So it is very, very difficult to organize these dates. So what you can do, you want the total of the expenses from 1st of January until 31st of December. So here you can use some ifs easily. But one thing you have to check, either though it is date, either though it look like dates, but when we apply the formula is number, as I mentioned previously, that Excel will always recognize date as a number. You can see it is giving false. So it's mean that if we will apply the formula, it will not work. Even though I have applied here, you can see it is not giving us any figure because it cannot recognize the date from here. So there is one formula anytime. Whenever you have a wrong date format, okay, there is a formula date value. When you will click it, automatically it will convert the range into dates, and then you just copy paste and you delete it. Now you can see it is giving true, and you can see automatically figures comes here. Okay, with the date range, how you should apply some ifs, that is a question. We will analyze it. As some ifs we saw in our previous example, see, sum range is this one, as we can see sum range. Okay, whenever dates come, please remember one thing, that you have to mention dates in this format. Double quotation is greater than or equal to this and less than, because we are looking the dates from 1st of January, so it means greater than or equal to 1st of January and less than or equal to 31st of October. So if I show you my formula, which I mentioned there, we have some figure, some range, which is F, and our criteria, first criteria is this one, our starting date, and this is our date, this is our normal range, and then we have mentioned here less than or equal to end date, and now it is showing you that expenses between 1st of January until 31st October are 97,000. So please make sure that whenever you receive date format, any data which is in date format, you apply this formula is number and first check that either it is really a date or not. If it is not, then the formula is date value. You apply this formula, automatically the figures will be converted to date, and then your formula will work automatically. And with the date range, you have to apply this formula. Okay, there is another trick. There is another trick which I think it will help you also. We have PO, and we have PO with repetitive number. We have their amount, and accumulation is coming. Normal accumulation, how we make? We do like this, and then these two, and then these three, and then these four, like that it is coming. You can see. But here we want something different. What we want? We want that P1002, P1002, P1002 should come together. So how to apply this formula? This is a small trick. See, what we are going to do is, our criteria is first cell that we want to accumulate. We want that P1002 should be accumulated with P1002 only. P1003 should be accumulated with the P003 only. So instead of sorting, and then again manually summing up and calculating them, there is just one technique which you can use and you can get the answer. Our criteria is P1002. What you have to do in the sum range, you have to select this, but first value you have to fix, and the same thing you have to do in D as well. For example, if we type this formula here, okay, now what we can do, sum range. If I click here for easy understanding, our sum range is this one. Sorry, our sum range is this one, and I have to fix the first cell. I have to fix the first cell, and then our criteria range is this one. I have to fix the first cell, and our criteria is this one. So you can see here one thing clearly, that I am not fixing the other cell. Why? Because when we will drag down, if we will fix this one also, even though if we drag down, our figures will not come down, it will remain fixed. So let's see now. Okay, if I check P1002,
the middle selection was wrong actually in the checking.
Sorry, here you mean
16. No. You select again P102 amount 1359 plus 16376. This one. Yes.
Okay, so you can see, yeah. So you can see that it is giving us the same answer related to only P1002. So 1359, 2998, it is not accumulated like this. See, here it was a normal accumulation, but here accumulation is based on PO. So for example, if you filter P1001, so the total will be whatever you will bring from this one. So this is the formula to know that how much total is there related to one PO or one invoice or one any kind of criteria. So simply I can say that sum if formula, if you practice, you can use with the date range you can use with the value range, you can use with the criteria. So it will help you a lot, and you have no need to use if formulas or and formula or formula after using sum if formula. Okay, the next one and the last one is, these are actually the cleaning function. Trim, what we will do, trim function will remove all the extra spaces from our data. For example, if we click trim and if we select here, you can see that it has removed all the extra spaces either before the name, after the name, middle the name, or wherever it will. And then there is one formula, proper. What proper will do, proper will capitalize the first alphabet of each word. For example, this was in small letter, and you can see that R is capital and M is capital. So whenever you have any kind of data, because when we report, this thing is looks very ugly if we have a report in a format which is spellings are up and down. So we always have to use proper formula to bring everything in one order, and trim formula to clean the data. So there is one thing more. Actually, this thing I already told you in the previous lecture, that how to convert text into value. For example, this is our text figure, so we can convert value with value formula. Okay, wildcard. This is a big topic actually, this wildcard. And once you know the wildcard, then playing with data will be very, very easy for you, because the work others will do in hours, you will do in minutes. How? For example, I want to bring only names here. So if a normal Excel user will do this, what he will do, he will copy paste here, he will again copy paste here, and he will do like that. Other way is that a bit advanced user, what he can do, he can use flash fill. He will select the data, he will go in data, and he will go in flash fill. Flash fill is a function in the Excel, I think it came in 2013 version, that you have to show to Excel the first line, the first work what Excel has to do, and then Excel will follow you. So here I bring my name outside and I just select the range and I click on the flash fill. So Excel understand that from this range I have to bring only names outside. One technique is this one, but this will not work when the data is not in uniform. Here we can see data is in uniform. Okay.
Please repeat once more this one.
Flash fill. Okay.
Yes.
For example, you have a big data here. Okay, I am just taking example like that. You have a data like that. You want that all the names should come here. So what you will do, you will select the name which should be outside and you will paste here. Now, including that cell, you have to go until your data is going, and there is an option which is called flash fill, and it is under data. If you will go under data, there is an option flash fill. So what flash fill will do, it will follow what you have done in the first row. It will follow you exactly what you will show him in the first row. So you can see we show to flash fill that our name should come out, so it has brought our name outside. But the challenge will come. This we don't want the other data, this Y, S, H, D, and IN and UP. So what usually we cannot use text to column function also, because the data is not in uniform. One line have 5 character, one line have 10 character, like that. We cannot delete manually also like that. So what we will do, this is a way where we have to use wildcard. What is wildcard? Excel have one language. Okay, we want that after this first slash, all the data should replaced by nothing. So I have taken the first, and if you put asterisk sign or multiply sign, and if you click on replace all, so you can see that all the data after the slash was gone. So what does it mean? It's mean that whenever you don't want a data after a specific range, for example, here you don't want a data after at the rate of. So what you will do, you will press Control H, and now you want that all the data after at the rate should gone. So this asterisk sign will delete. Asterisk sign is wildcard. It is used to delete the data. Now you will see when I click on that, all the data after at the rate has deleted. So this, I will tell you, this wildcard, I will go specifically, I will arrange one session where we will just learn wildcard. Why? Because if you know about wildcard, then the way you can work, nobody can believe. For example, you have one data, okay, in which, take the example of this one. You have one data in which fish is coming, but the problem is that every time fish is coming in different yellow tuna, salmon, whatever it is. You cannot use VLOOKUP, you cannot use index, because description is different. And imagine that you have to take the figure based on description. Then what you have to do, you have to use wildcard along with index or VLOOKUP. What wildcard will do, for example, you want to take this one. So what wildcard will do, wherever fish name will come, it will bring the figures there. It will not matter either it is fresh or regular or yellow tuna or tuna small, whatever. Wherever fish will come, it will bring. But as I told, these are a bit advanced topics about wildcard. That's why I will arrange a specific lecture on that, because there are a lot. If I will tell you now, you will be confused. So it is better that we should go with the flow. So these all were the formulas which we have mentioned here, and we have learned. I will definitely complete this file and I will share with you, and I am sure there are a lot of things once you will practice and you will use in your own data, it will be amazing. So the best thing, as in the last lecture I told you how Power BI will work and why we should learn. This time I am going to tell you one thing, why we should learn Power Query. Remember, Power Query is the learning path. We cannot learn Power BI without Power Query. We cannot learn Powerpivot without Power Query. So why we should learn Power Query? Okay, I will show you why we should learn. Remember that Power Query exists both in Excel and Power BI. I have one file. I want to reconcile GST. For example, I have one data which is as per my system, and I have one data which I have uploaded in Mira portal, but I can see there is a difference. So my data consists of 40,000 lines. Like here we can see it is like 31,000 lines. Okay, maybe because you can have 60, 70, 80,000 lines, and then if you will apply VLOOKUP or index formulas or these things for the reconciliation purpose, you will die, because I am sure Excel will hang. So what could be done to reconcile this data? Okay, we will take the help of Power Query to reconcile. And remember, if there is one comparison, for example, if you want to reconcile only based on invoice number, you can do might be here by using conditional formatting and duplicate values. But what if you want to reconcile that invoice number should be same, client name should be same, tour operator should be same, and net amount should be same as well, or else invoice number, tour operator, and net amount. Okay, so you will see these red highlighted invoices are not matching. I have already identified to tell you why we should use Power Query. For example, your accountant, he give you a file in which he have the reconciliation, but you have some kind of doubts that this reconciliation is not correct, either though the balances are equal. So you want to see that what were the invoices which we were unable to record when we upload the data in Mira portal. So if you will compare one by one through formulas, it will be terrible. What you have to do, you will go in data. Okay, I will open another file. You can see the screen, right?
Yes, we can see.
Yeah.
Okay, you will go in data. You will go in get data from workbook, and when you will click on workbook, you will choose that file, GST file, GST data. Now it will show you. I have two sheets inside that workbook. I have to select both. I will select both, and I will click on transform data. Now you will see another thing will open, which might be you never see this one before, that it exists already in the Excel. Okay, this is called Power Query. So now we want to find urgently that what are the invoices which we have in our system but we forget to upload in Mira portal. Okay, we have data. We will go under home tab in merge query. I mean, this is no need to remember. I am just telling you that what are the benefits to use Power Query, to learn Power Query. I click on merge query. This merge query is father of VLOOKUP, father of index, indirect, every formula. So here we have two functions, two tables. One is system data and one is Mira data. I want if invoice number should be same, if tour operator should be same, if net amount should be same, then give me, these are 6 functions that I will teach you definitely later, only the data which is not matching. When you will click there, something happen like that. Okay, what you have to do, you close and load it. It is in front of you. These are the lines which are not matching. So can you imagine that a data of 31,000 rows you just find in 1 second based on multiple criterias, and then here it will show you the invoices which are matching. Sorry, because we have selected the option only the invoices which are not matching. So you can see how easily, without applying any formula, without applying any condition, we have find out through the Power Query. And this is small data. This is just randomly I took 31,000 lines. Imagine you have a data of 1 year in which you have more than 100,000 lines. Nobody can apply a formula. Your Excel will hang. For sure your Excel will hang. But with the Power Query, within 1 second, you come to know that how quickly, and this is only one. If you want to see that what are the matching one, I will go again. I will go in next. I will choose here Mira data, and I just want to see that which are matching one, inner only. So now you will see it is showing the selection matches 31,453 of 31 rows from the first table. I click on OK. It will give me this one, load and close. So automatically I will have the data with all the invoices which are matching. So you can see that how quickly and how easily we have merged the data and we have find the difference, and it has given us complete detail just in few clicks. So this Power Query is really an interesting topic. But why I am going through, because if you know advanced Excel, then it will be very easy for you to understand. But if you don't know, Then and then why it is used, I will tell you. Why we use in Power BI? Because you have to organize data here while using Power BI, not in the Excel. You will bring your data here, then here you can do many things which you cannot do in Excel. For example, actually we don't have any data. If in the Excel you have some kind of data where you have alphabetics plus numeric figures also. So in one cell, if you have both and both are not uniform, for example, there are 4 name plus there are 3 figures, there are 5 name plus there are 9 figures, there are, so flash fill or nothing will work. Only in the Power Query you will work like that, by non-digit to digit, by digit to non-digit. When you will click, automatically it will show you, it will bring the figures in the next column and alphabet in the previous column. So I mean, it's all depend upon motivation and your practice, but I am sure that as long as we will move forward, you will see many new things which we never heard. And then another big advantage in the Power Query is that, for example, next month came, I have done the GST reconciliation. I have no need to redo everything. I will just copy paste the same file into the folder from where I have taken this data, and I will just click refresh all, and automatically everything will be updated. I have no need to do anything. So this is called automation in Power Query. It exists both in Excel and in Power BI. And next time, in the next lecture, I will take you to Powerpivot also, where you can do a lot of KPIs, a lot of measures. You will not see this option if you are using 2013 version or 2010 version. But if you are using 2016, 19, or 365, then you will go in option, you will go in adds in, and you will select here come adds in, go, and here you will see Microsoft Powerpivot for Excel, and you will just click on add, and it will show on your home ribbon. So here for sure our next lecture I will include this Powerpivot also, because now we have learned all the basics of pivot table, and then we have to go advanced now. So I am sure that within next 2 to 3 lectures, I am sure that we will be able to start our Power Query, and then after Power Query we will directly reach to Power BI, and then one day will come that we all will be expert in Power BI also. Because like I showed you here, this Power Query will not do anything. Only it is a tool where we have to organize the data. And once we organize the data, then automatically visualization will be just a click of refresh. Automatically everything will be updated and it will be done. So from my side, until today, I mean, I have included these all topics in that. So now you can let me have your feedback, and then please let me know if I have to include some other kind of topics in our next lecture. And then this file also I will share with you, and I, as well as the income statement that I was telling you, that one also I will share with you.
This was very nice session, Aftab. Thank you very much for this. And I think everybody is aware that we have recorded this session. So after meeting, you will get this recording link in the invitation and the meeting ID.
Okay.
Anyone, any more feedback or anything?
It was really nice, as Benver mentioned. After, thank you so much for your effort. It is awesome. No words to say that. Really awesome. Thank you.
Exactly. So,
You.
but you have seen the Power Query first time, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, but you can see how quickly the reconciliation was done in Power Query.
Yeah. It is
Exactly.
amazing.
So in the next lecture, tell me which kind of topic I should include, like which direction we should go. We should include some formulas, and because I was just thinking, like today a new thing came, like this name creation and range creation. So I think in the next session we should take the ribbons like home, insert, print, and those things, and in 1 to 2 sessions we should finish the full ribbon. Because in the ribbon there are so many things like this 2-level sorting. We learned the sorting of columns, but still we don't know how to sort rows.
Yeah, that's true, because many functions we are not using in the Excel, which are available already. So
exactly. So no problem. I will include the in the next lecture. I will include the ribbons. Okay, home, insert, and those all. And I am sure that will be very interesting. But please, when I will share with you this file, you have to practice one time.
sure, we will do that.
Sure.
Exactly.
And one more thing, while working with the PDF, like, sometimes that I have a huge PDF data where we used to convert it.
Okay.
Do you suggest any easy way? Because currently I'm using, online tools, which sometimes giving, as you said, sometimes some cells will not pick up as a number. Sometimes it will be a different format. So I'm not sure that if anybody has an interesting, easy tool for while playing with these large PDF files.
It is, Sunish, it is a scan file, I mean image file under PDF, or it is a readable file?
No, it is a readable file.
Okay, then we can do one thing. You can copy, right? Okay, there you can copy paste into the Excel, and there is in the next lecture I will include text to column function. Okay, it will be like a 10 to 15 minute function, but once you know that, then I think it will take for you only 1 minute to convert it into Excel.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
and
so
also maybe include the green text one as we discussed. I'm not sure this is something a technical side, or it is just from the media side.
Actually, in the green text, what is the confusion?
As I said, that when we upload the data, we don't know exactly which guess, because sometimes due to the checkout time, the 12-hour block, some of the guests will be picked up extra. But while for the reconciliation stage, I will not know that which booking or which guest was exactly stayed more, and from the the amount that has accumulated.
Sunish, you can do one thing. Can you share with me the file? If you can share with me the file, then definitely I can bring a solution, and then we can see that based on real data. Maybe it will be helpful for others also.
Sure, definitely. I'll share with that data.
Definitely. So thank you very much. Then we will. I will tell you which session when we are going to have, and I am sure that next time we will have more people. This time I think everyone was busy.
Yeah, this time few people busy in the month end. Actually, we have problem and.
Yeah, exactly. But okay, no problem. See you soon again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Aftab.
Thank you.
Thank you, Aftab. It was very interesting. Thank you.
Thank you.